rather put my trust in an inescapable logical argument given by one of the greatest scientists of all time, Blaise Pascal. He is recognized as one of the greatest late Renaissance philosophers and mathematicians. He is recognized as the father of the science of hydrostatics and a contributing founder of the science of hydrodynamics. He also was a pioneer of probability mathematics. Now, in the 1600s in France, there was kind of a resurgence of atheism, and he had a lot of atheist friends. You know, we all should have some atheist friends if they can put up with us at all. And his atheist friends loved to gamble. I was like, you know, if you don't believe in God, you got to have some entertainment. You know, they love to gamble. And when they found out that he was working on calculating for the first time mathematically the odds of chance events taking place, they said, "Oh, Blaise, our good friend, tell us with your mathematical analysis which of these casino games we should play to have the odds in our favor and to win the most." He said, "I'll tell you the truth, my friends, the best way to win is not to play. Because these casinos and houses of gambling don't know about my laws of probability I'm developing, but they do know from experience what games favor the house and what games favor the gambler, and they have already chosen the games that do not favor you. So you might win now and then, but the longer you play, the more the odds are against you, the more you're going to lose big time." But he said, "Why do you even care about the temporal reward of some money that you win gambling? According to your own religious philosophy, when you die, you'll never remember that you ever won anything or even existed." He said, "Isn't the greatest gamble whether or not we can make a choice that will determine our fate beyond the grave?" He said, "Isn't that the most important wager that any human being can make?" And thus he formulated the famous wager known as Pascal's wager, which basically states, how can anyone lose who chooses to become a Christian? If, when he dies, there turns out to be no God, and his faith was in vain, he has lost nothing. In fact, he has been happier in life than his non-believing friends. If, however, there is a God, and heaven and hell, then he has gained heaven, and his skeptical friends will have lost everything in hell. This logic really is inescapable, and he's basically basing it on their own philosophical belief. He says, according to your own belief, you have guaranteed a lose-lose proposition for you. If you're right, when you die, you lose everything, including the memory that you ever existed or achieved anything. That's about as big a loss as anybody could suffer, and that's if you're right. But oh, if you're wrong, and there is a God who loved you and created you and wooed you, and you resisted and rejected him, then you will get the essence of hell, which is eternal separation from God, who is the source of everything that's beautiful and loving and kind and wonderful. And when the source is rejected, everything good goes with him. You'll be imprisoned forever in a place without God, the essence of hell, no source of anything that's good. He said, you guarantee a lose if you're right, and you lose worse if you're wrong. Right or wrong, you lose, or you lose worse. He says if you put your faith in Christ, if you're wrong, you don't lose anything any more than anybody else would. You don't get some big penalty. You don't really lose anything if you're wrong. But if you're right, and his promise is true, you gain everything the human heart would ever enjoy for all eternity. Why guarantee a lose-lose proposition by putting your wager on that type of faith when you could put your faith in Christ and have nothing to lose but everything to gain if you're right? The logic is inescapable. And there's good reason to believe that what Jesus said is true. He did come in fulfillment of prophecy. He did the miracles only the Creator could do. He rose from the dead, and his prophecies are still being fulfilled today. He will soon return, and then there won't be any more debate about whether or not he exists. Unfortunately, it'll be too late for those who have rejected him. So if you have not taken Pascal's wager to heart, I hope you will tonight. Put your faith in Christ. Make that the wager of your life. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. Thank you for your attention.